This video is for those who are facing something and they know about fasting and praying, and if you don't reach your goal of what you need from God, then when you stop fasting, don't get discouraged, but keep on until you obtain what you believe or what you need to receive from God. This is also for me too, as well as anybody else. Lately it's been hard for me to fast long. I think the most I've fasted was 4 days. I stopped on the 4th day lately. And but like anybody else, I think I'm going through something that's been going on for a year now, and it's been a real battle, physically and spiritually and financially, and it's wearing me down. But I know God has the victory for you and I. So I want to encourage you, don't give up. Because I remember, I don't know if I said this on the last video, but when I fast and I pray, what I experienced was on a certain day, the awareness of, the unbelief that I felt, the awareness of it left on a certain day. Mine was the 5th day. I don't know what yours is. But I had this sense of, I don't care what anybody thinks no more. I don't care what the situation look like. I know God can make the change and the difference. It always happened. I remember I would go on a 6-day fast, and I remember on the 5th day, I would get this awareness walking down the street of, I don't care what, a certain person in my family thought. That feeling of having to impress or be a certain way in front of people left. Okay. And then, I would fast another 6 days, and it would happen on the 5th day exactly. That impression of, because where we were staying at that time when I was doing that was like way out in the country, and I had to go get my water from the park because our plumbing was messed up, and so I went out there to get it, and I would usually go out there and get it, but I would be kind of like hiding. But when on the 5th day, I just went out there. I didn't care what nobody thought. Whatever was in my flesh that influenced me to care about what other people thought about what I was doing left. See, a lot of people have this unbelief that they carry around in their body that they don't even realize that they have. Hey, it's like an invisible ceiling that whatever they try to believe for, they can't get past it, but yet they don't even know it's there. Okay, because you're so normal. It's like a fish in water. He doesn't know he's wet. Okay, so you could walk around thinking you have faith for something, but until you reach the level, or you reached a place where that flesh drops off of you, you don't really know the difference until you get there. Okay, or unless somebody tells you about it. All right. Mark 9, I believe, is no, not Mark. Yeah, he said Matthew 17. Okay, he said Jesus, he was coming off the mountain, and the guy came and said the disciples couldn't cast him out. And if you look at this, it's in Matthew 17, and he said, the disciples asked him, why could we not cast this devil out of this man? Okay, and Jesus said, because of your unbelief. All right. He said, all right. So I believe you know the rest of that story. Okay. He said, this unbelief can only come out by fasting and prayer. Okay. So you can have faith and unbelief at the same time. All right. So the faith is in your spirit, but the unbelief is in your flesh, your body, your mind, the physical part of you. All right. So you're only fasting not to convince God, or I remember one time I was asking God for something. I was like, Lord, please, I need this. And he said, Michael, you don't need to beg me. Okay? It's already been given to you. All right. Our job is to receive it. That's the key. Is to receive what He has. But it's so hard for us to receive because we've been brought up in a culture where everything you have to get, you have to obtain it by your own strength, okay, your own power, okay. And if you're not doing it that way, you must be a bum or you're crazy. All right. We're so not used to receiving anything. You know, even compliments most of the time, unless you're just arrogant. Most of the time, you know, somebody tries to compliment you, you're like, oh man, you just say no. That's all right, man. It's not me at all. You know, it's hard for us to receive anything like that. You know, because we've been brought up in a culture that almost classifies you as, you know, a bum per se if all you do is receive anything. I mean, you don't get out there and obtain it and work it yourself, you know. So yeah, if we can get to a place of humility, like a little child, okay, a child just knows his father will feed him. Okay, the faith he has, faith is not, you know, something that is so hard to get. You already have it. Okay, when a child runs up to his father or mother to get food, he does not beg his mama anything. He just asks. And sometimes they don't even ask; they just get it. All right. When we grow up, we kind of got this mentality that we're adults now. So since we're an adult, we got to do all the providing. And we kind of forget we're still children. We're still children of the Most High. And if we want to receive something from God, we must simplify ourselves in our requests and just simply receive. Just let go of our egos, our mentality to always have to be the only one producing, to be the breadwinner. God, if you can just humble ourselves, and that's where our flesh is so used to having to work for a lot of things. Okay, I remember I was going to the plasma center sometimes to get money, you know, maybe to get something extra. And I realized when I was hungry, or when I ate something, my desire to go to the plasma center or donate plasma went away. It wasn't as strong to go do it because I found out my motive to go was just to eat, you know. I thought it was for the other things, you know, bills or whatever, but it was really just to eat. It was just to satisfy my flesh. And you know, your flesh can cause you to do things that's not you. Okay, you think it's you, but it's not really you. You might not like somebody because, you know, your flesh doesn't, you know, remember something happened to you in your past, and you know, but it's really just your flesh that doesn't like them. It's not really you if you're born again. So yeah, just simply receive, and that's what fasting and prayer does. Okay, fasting breaks the power. It gets rid of the source of energy for your body to resist God. Okay, to resist what He's freely giving to you. Okay, your body can't see God. Your eyes can't see God. So it's resist the very notion of receiving something from a being you can't even see. Okay, you gotta put it in its place. You gotta humble your flesh to receive from God, to believe that there is a being that you cannot see, that's willing and able, because the world does not reflect the love of God. Okay? It does not reflect it. The world is, you know, smash and grab. It's, you know, it's everybody against each other, you know, trying to race the corporate ladder, trying to get the best thing. Like I saw another day, these people are rushing into, you know, on a Black Friday video, rushing through the doors, running over people to get something, some inanimate object that satisfies their whims. I mean, come on now. You're going to kill somebody to go get something just to watch TV? Come on. Like that's going to be the last TV they produce. But anyways. Receive. If you can get to the, you know, not get to a place of receiving from God. Simply receiving like a little child. Humbling ourselves before Him. And if you can get your flesh, see, God's not going to humble your flesh. You're going to have to do it. All right? And get to the other side of you, the newborn nature, the spirit part of you. that is willingly and ready to receive from God. Ready? So get rid of the war that you have to fight. Receive from God what he has for you. He has everything he needs for you, and his wisdom. Listen to his voice. Getting from God is just not a formula. It's not you give 10% and God's going to give you everything, or if you give 50%. It's not always like that. It's a relationship. It's whatever you need from him. All right? It's not. You have to learn to hear his voice. Okay? Pray in the spirit as much as you have to. Spend time with him. Know him. Learn of him. And he will speak to you. Okay? I mean, there's plenty of times he spoke to me clear as day. And God had answered my prayer. If you just listen to him, it's not always poof, there it is. Sometimes he'll tell you, hey, go down the street, make a left, and talk to this person. Okay? Or, I can tell you plenty of stories like that. Well, that's happened to me. If you humble yourself. Okay? I remember I was real sick one time, and anyways, the Lord told me to fast 5 days on juice, and there had been a church that's down the street from where we were at, and I had to take out work, and I couldn't work, so I was short on my rent, and so anyway, I remember the Lord telling me, just go visit that church one time, just to visit him, not to go there, but just to visit, But this time I heard him on the 5th day when I got off of work, he said, go to the church. Okay? And this time, since I had fasted 5 days, that resistance to what he told me to do was not there. I was like, oh, okay, I'll do that. There was no, I'm not doing that. No, the resistance was gone. So that Sunday I went, and I found out there was no church. I didn't even, because I've never went there as far as my older years. I went there when I was a child, when I was like 14 or 13. But anyways, I went there and didn't realize they didn't have church on Sunday. They had like some cell groups. So I went to the cell groups, and I was talking to people about some things and whatever, and I was not just simply left, never to return. And some guy started talking to me, and he after church, and he met up with me, and he bought me something to eat, and he said, God told me to give you some money. He gave me some money to pay for my rent. Okay, but I would never have got that if I never humbled myself and just did what he said. Okay, your flesh will resist you any way it can. If you get it out the way, there will be nothing there to hinder your walk with Christ. I'm still trying to fight my flesh. It's not a cure-all thing. I mean, you're going to have to daily keep your flesh down, So anyways, I just want to, just learn to receive and humble yourself like a child. Don't think you have to do everything. Just do what he says to do. Okay? God bless you. I love you. If anybody needs prayer requests, you can hit me up on YouTube. Let me know. God bless you. Peace.